is intended to provide families with a quick overview of the student view of Google Classroom. When you go to Google Classroom while logged into your school account, you'll see an initial block of the classes you, or your child as the case may be, are enrolled in. Each section shows the teacher's picture, it shows the name of the class, and any assignments due over the next day or so, as well as a folder that links to the assignments or other documents that you have in Google Drive, and a new button that we'll come back to in a little bit. Clicking on the class name brings you to the stream for that class. Toward the top of the page, you'll see the class name as well as the name and pictures for any teachers associated with that class. The center of the page shows announcements, assignments, and other posts, and sometimes comments from other students, depending upon how the teacher has that class set up. I usually allow students to comment so that they can help each other, although if there are individuals who abuse the commenting, they may be muted so that their comments are not seen by their peers, but I can still see them as the teacher. Along the left side of the page, there's a section that shows you upcoming assignments for the next day or so, maybe a couple days. But you can also click on the View All button for assignments, and it will show you assignments due farther out, as well as some missing assignments, and you can switch between classes there as well. Below that is a topic section, which sorts some of the teachers' posts. However, I've never used it personally and only know a few teachers who use that. We'll see how that goes this year. Looking back up the top, you'll see that a recent change was to move this menu bar up. It used to be down below the teacher image and the class title. There's a stream tab, which brings you back to your stream. There's a classmates tab, which you can click on to see the name of other students in the class. I'd like for it to allow students to click and email each other from there, but that's not currently an option. Next to the classmates tab is an about tab, and this has a link to email the teacher and any other information that the teacher has posted about the class. I usually put a link to the class website and the syllabus here. This is a test class, so I haven't loaded everything in. There's also a calendar view, a couple different calendar views, where you can see the assignments posted in Google Classroom. You can click on your work, which we'll talk about a little bit later, class drive, which shows you all the assignments, if you're given a copy of it, as well as two different calendar views. Also, along the top left of the page is a hamburger button that has additional useful information for you. You can go back to your dashboard by clicking on classes. Again, it shows you the calendar link. But perhaps most useful is this to-do button. Clicking that button provides you with a list of all of the work that you have been assigned for all of your classes. You are able to sort it based upon the class by clicking this drop-down arrow here, and it does let you see work for archived classes. This is a great way to keep track of your assignments and organize your work priorities. Okay, so let's go back to your stream and look at assignments real quickly. So there are a number of different labels that Google Classroom automatically attaches that you'll need to understand. If it says done or submitted, it means that the assignment was submitted on time. If it says done late, it means that the assignment was submitted late. Neither or none of these guarantee that you completed the assignment or that you even attached it. It just means that you clicked the Turn In or Submit button for that assignment. Please make sure that you attach the file or the document that you want to turn in with your name on the file and the assignment fully completed. Do not turn in a blank assignment, please. That wastes both of our time. If it says missing, it will be in red and have the little warning sign, I guess. And it means that it has not been submitted and it is also considered missing by me. That means you didn't. That might mean that you didn't click the submit button, but it's still missing until you completely turn it in. If it says returned, it means that you turned in the assignment and I returned it to you, and your score should be entered in the gradebook soon if it isn't already. Sometimes you'll see an unsubmitted label, which means that it was turned in, but you may have changed your mind and took the assignment back, but you have not yet turned it in again. I consider these assignments to be late if they are not resubmitted before the due date. You can also see when an assignment was originally posted, like this one was on August 3rd, and you can see if there were any edits to it, which I did also on August 3rd. You can also see the due date. For example, this one was due on August 1st. Okay, so it gives you a lot of information for you to look at. Okay, not everything will have a due date. For example, this video does not have a due date. So again, look for what's there. Going back to the hamburger button, at the very bottom of the menu, you'll see an archived classes button. Archived classes are usually from previous years so that students can still access the stream. Some teachers archive, some teachers don't. Depends upon your teacher. Inside the settings, okay, you can change your profile picture. You can look at the different settings. You can also turn on or off email notifications. If you turn it off, all the options go away. I would strongly suggest leaving on all of the notifications. I want all of my students to be checking their school email every day and outside of class. Thank you. I strongly suggest you keep them all on so that you're aware of what's going on in Google Classroom. Coming back to your dashboard. Okay, I said we were going to come back to this little button. Okay, this is brand new this summer. It says open your work for and whatever the class name is. Clicking on that brings you up to a to-do list, and it shows you all the assignments for that class by default. Along the left, there are some filters. You can see what was assigned for you to complete. You can see which ones have been returned with a grade, and you can see what's missing that you still need to turn in. That is assuming that it has a few things attached to it. For example, the letter is set up a little bit differently, which is why it doesn't show up as missing. Part of that as well is that it's not due until August 16th. So I hope this helps you understand Google Classroom a bit better. Click on the link below to see how I want my students to create and submit assignments through Google Classroom.